from the station that's working for you. You're watching Fox 4 News at 9.
From ice to snow, the metro is slammed with blizzard-like conditions just wreaking havoc on the roads and in the skies. This was the scene from our tower cam earlier today. As you can see or not see from this very little visibility. The closings are scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Welcome to Fox 4 News at 9. I'm Shannon Russo. Those will continue scrolling throughout this newscast as well. The good news is we are on the tail end of the storm. Still weather aware, though. Meteorologist Jacob Lanier joins us with the latest. Sound a little bit chipper, at least, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, what a day that was. Certainly not going to forget that anytime soon, that's for sure. And we're still dealing. Exhibit A, don't get on the roads. That's it. Yikes. So the blizzard conditions may have ended. The road conditions are still really bad across the Kansas City metro. There at least goes a plow. That guy is stuck, though, unfortunately, because most, if not all, metro roadways still are snow covered with over 8 inches for most of the Kansas City metro. And it's only getting colder, which is turning dangerous as we head overnight. Right now, we're in the teens. We woke up in the 20s this morning. We're at 13 degrees in Olathe, 14 in Lee's Summit, and 14 degrees in downtown Kansas City. So again, the heaviest snow is now to our east, and we're finally trying to taper off. It's going to take a couple of hours with a couple of snow showers and flurries through the overnight hours. But the most organized snow is now east of Interstate 35. Here in the metro, it's mainly on the south side. Up north, we're not seeing much. A few flurries from St. Joe to Cameron, maybe through Plattsburgh, Smithville, back towards the airport, towards Liberty. But south, Olathe, Overland Park, Leawood, Grandview, Lee's Summit, Blue Springs, still dealing with maybe some steady light to moderate snow coming down, and that's pushing south into Cass County. Further east, steady light to moderate snow as well. Stretches down 50 Highway, Warrensburg, Sedalia, down towards Clinton, and even down towards the lakes. So here are the preliminary top totals from the metro. Atchison, Kansas takes the cake, 14 inches. Weatherby Lake in Platte County, 12 inches, officially a foot on the north side of the metro. Mission Hills, Kansas at 11.6. Lansing, 11 inches in KCK out in Wyandotte County. So significant numbers across the Kansas City metro. I'll have a map with widespread regional numbers for your neighborhood in just a couple of minutes. We're watching the snow tapering off, though. As we head overnight, there might start to be some breaks in the clouds. The cold air continues to filter in, and we wake up tomorrow morning into single digits. So out the door Monday, if you have to be out, it's bitterly cold, 2 degrees. We'll talk wind chills, though, for the week ahead. Coming up in a few minutes, Shannon.
I want to see if that driver got out from the street outside. If he goes too far back, he's going down a big hill. Oh, no. Well, obviously, for that, many other reasons, you do not want to be on the roads unless it is absolutely necessary, like an emergency. And that's for good reason, as you just saw, but also looking at the road conditions in Missouri. The purple, folks, that is completely covered. On the Kansas side, the system, it looks like it's back up and running right now. Red, that red means those roads are closed because of the weather conditions. You're not going anywhere fast over in Kansas tonight. KDOT and MoDOT crews are working hard, though, to clear roads throughout the metro, but officials say this storm has not been easy on snowplow crews. Fox 4's Lexi French joins us live from Midtown near Southwest Trafficway, where that car was just stuck. Lexi, KDOT now advising against non-emergency travel due to these blizzard conditions that we're seeing.
Yeah, that's right, Shannon, and all state highways on the Kansas side of the metro are closed, and KDOT is advising against any non-emergency travel. And like you said, we just saw a car kind of struggling to get out up this hill over here, and they're asking that people just stay off the road so that those snow crews can get out and get their job done and get these roadways reopened as quickly and safely as possible.
This has not been an easy storm for snowplow drivers, KDOT, MoDOT, local folks, or motorists. There are some crews in north central Kansas that have had to cease their snow clearing operations because snowplows kept sliding off the roadway, as well as motorists. So there are very dangerous conditions.
MoDOT crews are focused on interstates and other major routes, but low visibility has caused roadblocks for snow crews.
We've had to pull some crews off the roads, actually, basically just to give them a break, and also because they really couldn't even see what they were doing. So that's going to impede their progress a little bit. And we're still trying to focus on the interstates and major routes, so we haven't made progress anywhere else.
Melissa Black, MoDOT's KC Metro Communications Manager, says dangerous road conditions will likely continue into Monday morning.
Probably still a lot of snow on most of our routes because we have still been, like I said, just fighting those interstates and major routes. So a lot of the areas we still haven't been able to get to yet. So Monday morning, people want to get out, get to work. They may have to wait a while. They may still have to stay at home.
On the Kansas side, crews are working to reopen roads with priority given to major routes. Progress will depend on weather conditions.
Road conditions throughout the metro are not safe for travel. Folks are advised to stay home when possible. The roads are snow-packed and the visibility is very low, so stay home.
Again, officials are urging people to not get out and drive if they can. If they can, just stay home. That's what they're asking people to do. If you do get stranded and you're on the Kansas side, you can call star 47, and the motorist assist number on the Missouri side is star 55. Shannon.
I can just hear that snow. It looks miserable. Lexi French live in Midtown. Lexi, get inside now, please. Thank you. We'll see you at 10. Well, it was an outcome that did not surprise anyone in Denver today. Oh, the Chiefs lost, and big time, to the Broncos, 38 to a big old goose egg. Of course, the majority of the starters were benched. We'll have more highlights in sports. Meanwhile, the Chiefs may have some trouble catching a flight back home to Kansas City as we take a look at FlyKC's flight information. Virtually every flight was canceled at Kansas City International Airport today, and that left some people stranded for hours. That is, if they could make the drive to the airport in the first place. As they try to get home, others took matters into their own hands.
As a blizzard batters the heartland, getting anywhere fast is next to impossible.
Third time's a charm. So, hopefully.
Jesse Elting is trying to get home to Denver, Colorado with his wife and brother-in-law. After 2 cancellations, they're hoping flight number 3 is a go.
Schedule, delayed, then they get canceled, then it's scheduled, then it's delayed, then it gets canceled. So I'm really hoping Frontier flies us out.
Well, there's no reason to be upset. Can't control it, so just look on the bright side. I'm here, I'm warm. That's what matters.
And they've got the whole terminal to themselves. Only a handful of travelers are hanging around as TSA workers wait for just one of them to come through security. But if the departure board is any indication, this group will likely be here for the night.
We brought a couple snacks. We had a gas station that was open.
As roads continue to worsen around the area, Bill Vaughn is glad to have made it home to Parkville before the worst of it. He and his wife were supposed to fly into Kansas City on Saturday afternoon, but their direct flight from L.A. got diverted to Omaha.
The flight is still in Omaha. When I checked about an hour ago, it still just said delayed.
That left them with 2 options: wait it out at the airport or rent a car. They chose the latter, making a 3.5-hour drive down I-29 and getting in around 10:30 Saturday night.
Yeah, we definitely made the right decision. Otherwise, we would have still been in Omaha.
And he is getting a refund for that canceled flight, which will help cover the car expenses, the gas and food they may have. If you also were flying out and your flight was canceled, you are entitled to a full refund regardless of the reason for that cancellation, though it's most likely the weather. Your airline should contact you directly. If not, you need to contact them. At 9:08, several metro schools announced they will have a snow day tomorrow. Olathe Public Schools is instituting its Plan A on Monday, so that means all district buildings are closed. Athletics and other school activities are also canceled. In Overland Park, both Shawnee Mission Schools and the Blue Valley School District will be closed on Monday, January 6th. KCK Public Schools already had an in-service day scheduled for tomorrow, but tonight they announced teachers will not be required to report to work. And the North Kansas City School District, they are also not holding classes tomorrow. There are obviously a lot more schools in our area. We'll continue to update you throughout the newscast on closures. Again, they're on the bottom of your screen. Don't forget, you can just go online too to see if you're included in that at fox4kc.com/closings. Still ahead for us here at 9, we get an update from Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas on how the city's been handling this blizzard. And from ice to snow, see how the weather transformed the roads in the area. The winter storm was expected to cause some power outages for some, and taking a look at the latest outage map, most of the metro, good news, has avoided widespread outages, but there is one sizable outage in Kansas City's Hidden Valley neighborhood. As you see highlighted there, 1,400 customers there without power tonight. Hopefully that comes back on quickly. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas says the city has been prepping since July for this winter storm. He says their response has been all hands on deck from every department to treat the roads and keep you and your family safe. Fox 4's Kelly Peltier has more.
It's slick. It's slick.
Drivers who decided to hit the roads on Sunday morning were met with snowy conditions across the metro.
That was horrible. I hate the ice. Snow is not so bad, but the ice is horrible.
Freezing rain on Saturday night quickly turned into inches of snowfall, wind, and bitterly cold temperatures. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas says workers pre-treated most of the city's streets starting Friday and began plowing overnight. But even with months of preparation, he says this powerful storm has presented several safety concerns.
We have had snow plows that have been disabled both in Kansas City and outside because of people trying to pass them, getting in accidents. We even have reports of an impaired driver who got into an accident with a snow plow.
He also says some of those issues at KCI that led to dozens of canceled and delayed flights stemmed from a piece of equipment that was not working. Moving forward, though, he says the city needs to have extra equipment to keep the airfield open, especially with this weekend storm still active.
We have done an outstanding job in responding to the storm and pre-treating it, but as snow is still falling, as freezing rain is still falling in parts of this viewing area, I think it's important that people heed the advice, stay off the roads, and know that it may be several days before things are back to normal.
In Kansas City, Kelly Peltier, Fox 4, working for you.
Still to come, a busy day for tow trucks. Why local drivers say they saw more crashes yesterday than today.
Okay, just got word from the National Weather Service that today officially our third highest all-time snow in one day at the airport. 10.8 inches. I'll show you the totals from around the city next.
I want to give you a live look tonight. This is I-635 near Riverside. And this is kind of what we saw earlier today. I was up north covering the airport and saw a lot of abandoned cars on the side of the road. That's still the issue here. Hopefully these drivers are someplace warm and safe tonight. Again, look at the roads there. Do you want to be on that? I don't think so. Stay home. The blizzard conditions have made for an incredibly busy day for the city's tow truck drivers. The hazardous roads have kept them going for much of the day and yesterday, too. Fox 4's Jacob Sloan checked in with a few companies to see how they're handling this large amount of snow.
Here in downtown, there's still a few cars on the road. Those who have been out have seen treacherous conditions. According to Santa Fe Tow Service, Sunday is actually better than it was Saturday.
We were all prepared for today. I don't think anybody was prepared for it to hit as early as it did yesterday.
The icy roads meant they had to shut down for a while. Their trucks couldn't even get around. Today, they're back up and running and are busy.
Again, our call volume has doubled, almost tripled for a Sunday. Even with people staying home, a lot of what we're busy with right now is tractor trailers trying to make their deliveries to the grocery stores, to stock shelves, to make sure everybody else is taken care of.
And tow truck drivers across the city are doing everything they can to keep the roads clear of vehicles.
A couple semis jackknifed, just like right in the middle. A couple cars spun out, and just getting off these off ramps. There's a lot of snow right there, so I just seen a car almost spin out trying to take it too quick.
Marcus Trimble says it's the worst storm he's seen as a driver. Even he's having trouble getting around.
It's pretty bad out here, and if you can stay at home, and we're having a hard time getting away and getting around in these tow trucks here.
But those who need to get out are walking. Brian and Charlie Kropp are in town for a fencing tournament.
Then the snow kind of caught us by surprise, but we're going to go get lunch, and then what are you going to do? You're going to enjoy the snow a little bit.
They said that Kansas City is handling things a little bit better than their hometown of Washington, D.C.
Way better than D.C. would.
Yeah, if this was D.C., it'd be shut down for a week. In D.C., I was just not prepared for it, so I think you guys will be fine in a day or two.
A reminder, if you need to get out on the roads today and get stuck, to stay in your car, even if you call a tow truck. Jacob Sloan, Fox 4, working for you.
The Unified Government of Wyandotte County says the weather will impact city services tomorrow. all UT buildings are going to be closed. District and municipal court will reschedule hearings to later dates. This will also impact your trash and recycling. If your normal pickup day is tomorrow, it'll run on Tuesday, but that is weather permitting. Lawrence police shared some video showing how the ice-covered roads quickly got taken over by snow. This is a time lapse you're looking at. It shows the intersection at 25th and Iowa. You see it icing up before a layer of snow begins to coat the road, and then you can't see anything at all. Kind of the song and dance we've seen all over today, Jacob.
Rinse and repeat, no matter where you were. So this is the historic blizzard and storm, and it is causing havoc across the country today. We are just a small part of it here in the Kansas City world. We had our blizzard warning and winter storm warning still stretched from the state of Kansas to the state of Delaware, from the high plains to the Atlantic Ocean. And we have had several confirmed tornadoes from this storm in Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama. So this is what we call a dynamic synoptic storm, a big cold front, a big occlusion with cold air rushing in behind it, and a lot of wind and a lot of snow for us right here on the backside of this storm. The good news is that the most organized downpour of the snow and the organized snow bands is now kind of disintegrating. It's moving off to the east of the Kansas City metro. Up north, we still have some pockets of a few showers here up, say, towards Maysville. They're into Plattsburgh, so Clinton and DeKalb County up north along 29 and 35 highway. Here in the metro, there are still flakes falling, and so we could get maybe an additional half inch or so before things are all said and done. I don't think any major additional accumulations, with the only exception maybe out here in southeast Jackson County, Lake Lotawana, Lee Summit down to Pleasant Hill. Still a few more pockets of some steadier snow showers. And then the steadier snow stretching back into places that haven't had a lot of it so far today. Sedalia reporting 3 inches so far. That sounds a lot nicer than 10 in my opinion. Clinton seeing some steady showers, and then this is stretching back into central Missouri as well. The visibility is still a problem here from our FOX4 view into downtown Kansas City, but it's 4 miles instead of 0.4 miles or a quarter mile or even 0 miles that we saw earlier today. That was our blizzard-like conditions. So here are the preliminary snow reports. Again, there are hundreds of them coming in, and we do appreciate all of your photos online, emailing them in, social media, the National Weather Service helping us compile some of these. So generally, the jackpot zone was up towards the north and east. Platte City, a foot. 15 inches out in Jefferson County. Lawrence, Lansing, 11 inches. 13 in Cameron and St. Joe. Excelsior Springs, 11 inches. Independence at 9. Raytown, 8. Lenexa, 10. 4.5 in Pleasant Hill and 3.5 in Paola. Really drops off. So I figured we'd pull up our snow map that we showed last night and on Friday. We were forecasting 10 to 15 north of the metro. Check. We were forecasting 6 to 12 for the metro. Check. And we were forecasting 3 to 6 on the south side of the metro. And that's another check. So all 3 zones were very accurate, and that's a verified forecast from FOX4. Of course, when we give you a range, not everyone's going to be at the bottom or the top of that range. Most of us in the middle. So we were forecasting 19 today, 21 the forecast high, and that was a verified forecast for temperature, snow, all the things. We expected the blizzard warning. We told you blizzard and thunder snow was possible about 3 or 4 days ago, and that's what we saw today. Wind chills tonight turn into our big story, and the cold air out the door tomorrow morning is going to be -11 to -18 across the Kansas City metro. Just bitter cold with this Arctic air that's arriving behind the big blizzard. -9 in Sedalia, -13 in Lawrence, -14 in St. Joe. So just a cold start to our Monday. So again, road conditions still an issue into the overnight and tomorrow morning. Hoping that by lunchtime, late morning, we'll start to improve things as the plows get going, and traffic should hopefully help kind of clean up a lot of the roadways. So just even though the snow has ended, the roads are still very, very horrible across the metro. So there's your forecast for your Monday. 1 degree out the door in the morning, 12 in the afternoon. Some spots will not get a temperature more than their snowfall today. So you can think about it that way. -6 Monday night and -3 Tuesday night.
No,
so
it got even lower.
Right, it just keeps dropping. The Arctic air is here. A historic blizzard. Again, I mentioned a few minutes ago, the third most all-time one-day snowfall here in Kansas City. Only 2 times, 1900 and 1962, have we had more snow at the airport than today.
One was, more than a century ago.
Crazy.
It really is. And I was just giggling because there's comments online about, is it really going to be that bad? They always get it wrong.
Yep.
It was. Check.
It was, yeah. We were very pleased, and Joe and I, we stuck our neck out, the whole weather team, starting Thursday with those numbers. We inched it up slightly Friday, but overall, that was a pretty good forecast that panned out, and hopefully it helps people at least prepare or mentally prepare or something.
Hope so.
Didn't come out of nowhere.
It did not. You've had many days' notice.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Jacob. Well, just to head right along, in a snowstorm, we get a first-hand look at what Kansas state troopers are going through to keep drivers safe. And a person hit a fire hydrant and then just drove off. The problems Lawrence police say it caused for one neighborhood. Law enforcement and road crews are urging everyone to stay off the roads unless absolutely necessary. Officers and tow trucks have been working around the clock helping drivers who've either crashed, slid off the highway, or got stuck. Reporter Peyton Steiner rode along with Kansas troopers in Saline County to get a first-hand look at what first responders there are seeing firsthand.
Stranded drivers and abandoned vehicles litter the highways.
Often it's us just driving around freelancing and seeing where other troopers are at and trying not to cross those same paths.
With frigid temperatures, harsh winds, and nearly a foot of snow, preparation is essential.
Even with the snow coming down and I've got my defrosters going full blast, it's extremely hot inside. The windshield wipers are still getting covered with ice.
The Kansas Highway Patrol fight an uphill battle.
Certainly stay home. As I mentioned, Mother Nature's winning. 378. So the first responders are struggling, tow services are struggling, and KDOT is struggling.
A struggle against the elements shifts the scope of their mission.
Sana, there's a Mazda eastbound in the median side.
Keeping an eye out for stranded travelers.
I'm assuming somebody's checked on that. It's got its hazards on.
Gearing up, knowing what to do and who to call can be the difference between life and death.
We've had moments where people get out of the vehicle thinking they're going to walk, and then they get disoriented, and then they die because they can't get to the next destination.
Fighting for inches of ground against Mother Nature means holding steady and riding things out.
Just be realistic, let her own it. She's won this moment, and we're going to move to a better moment when we'll recover from it. So staying home is still very important.
And that's Peyton Steiner out of Salina, Kansas. The Highway Patrol says if you have to drive, keep your electronics charged. Pack a kit with warm clothes, blankets, water, and non-perishable food. And know who to call if you do get stuck. In Kansas, it is star 47, and in Missouri, it is star 55. It is 9:30, and with the normal starting sitting out, the normal starters, it came down to many of the Chiefs' backup players facing the Denver Broncos in the last game of the season. And not much went well in the Mile High City, as Harold will tell you when he gets downstairs.
You're watching Fox 4 News at 9.
Metro first responders have been inundated these past 2 days with calls of stuck drivers and slide-offs. But even those first responders aren't immune to getting stuck in the snow themselves. The Olathe Police Department shared photos with us of what they saw. One of the department's patrol cars, it got stuck there and it had to be towed out. They say because of the hazardous conditions, officers may not be able to respond to non-emergency incidents where cars are stuck on side streets. A reminder, if you slide off the road and you hit something, you need to report it. And this is why the Lawrence Police Department shared this photo. Someone hit a fire hydrant at Inverness and 24th Place, and then they just drove off. The water, well, it flooded into the streets before it eventually froze over. Officers called the city to get the water shut off. And hopefully it's not a big old mess like it first was when they shut that off.
Well, yeah, that'd be a sheet of ice, not going anywhere anytime soon. We're in the teens right now here across the Kansas City Metro. 14 downtown, 15 in Midtown, 12 in Overland Park. And again, the roadways don't look very nice or inviting really this evening. Okay, so a couple big kind of headlines to take away from our blizzard today for you. It was officially a blizzard. We had the blizzard warnings in effect and we met the criteria, which is for 3 hours, have blowing snow, 35-mile-per-hour winds, and quarter-mile or less visibility. We had all of that in all of the Kansas City metro. So we survived blizzard of 2025. It was the first one since 2018, so it's been a couple years. The snow should end here in the next few hours, I think by midnight, 1 a.m. Maybe southeast you get another inch. Here in the metro, probably a quarter inch to half inch at best. The roads, though, obviously still snow covered. And expect a refreeze tonight if there was any melting because of some traffic or plowing. It's going to be a little more icy tomorrow morning. So just be aware of that if you're trying to shovel or get out the door early tomorrow onto the hazardous roadways. It's going to take a while to clean things up. There's the steadier snow, as I was mentioning, maybe another inch or so for these zones out to the east here in the metro. Really kind of more light stuff, some quick showers trying to move through. We're trying to get these flakes out of here. Going to be a few more hours, though. Right now up in Clinton County, back towards Buchanan County, shifting south towards Platte County. Some more snow incoming. Then also out in Johnson and Wyandotte County, there's some more snow out towards Lenexa, Shawnee, and the Legends area. On the Missouri side, Lee Summit, Blue Springs, Lottawanna, down to Pleasant Hill, and then back towards Warrensburg, and even south there into Henry County, Bates County, Benton County. Sedalia reporting 3 inches in the last hour. So some numbers down there as well. Overnight, our temperatures drop down to 1 degree. You just get 1. And then tomorrow, our feels like numbers are going to be below 0. We wake up tomorrow morning probably around -7 to -10. Yep, there you go. The news, it only gets better, Harold. And we get to 5 for a feels like temperature. So there we go. And Harold, I'll send it over to you because I know how much that weather report really hurt your soul tonight.
You said, we get 1. And, it was -7.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Let's take a look at the inactive list for this Chiefs-Broncos game before the game began. Looks like a couple of future Hall of Famers and a few guys that needed rest, and that was the key to this week. Rest and make sure everyone is healthy and ready to go for the playoff game in a couple weeks. Hello, everybody. So with that, here we go with the last game of the season, an opportunity for the backup players to get a shot at making an impression. Small problem. Not much of an impression was made against an impassioned Denver team that had to win to get into playoffs. So Chris Jones having a nice, healthy conversation with Nick Bolton sitting out. Jones inactive. Bolton dressed. Patrick Mahomes in a comfortable hoodie wanting Denver. Watching this guy, Carson Wentz, 2017 Pro Bowler. Maybe you could put some good tape out there. Well, they're already down 7-0. Bo Nix, with time, finds Cortland Sutton. Touchdown, it's 14-0 Denver already. It's on for them. Andy Reid thinking, take that, Cincinnati Bengals. He's actually not thinking that at all. He's thinking about what's for dinner at the hotel. Chiefs don't even blitz much at all, and Nix deflected touchdown. Devon Veely makes it 21-0 Denver. Some were looking for something positive. Steve Spagnuolo saw none. Samaje Perine, he had 1 reception. As we look at that replay there, look at that. That's pretty fortuitous right there. Samaje Perine, 1 reception. First down, Nico Remigio leading the receivers. Carson still the leading rusher. Harrison Butker, though, he's got a shot here from 51 to put some points on the board. No. So the Chiefs don't get on the board for the first time since December of 2012. The final ends up being 38-0, but again, the Chiefs are the 1 seed. People rested. Now they need to get home safely.
Positive for us was that we got to play a lot of young guys, and that experience is invaluable, especially against a good football team. So we need to do better, obviously, but that opportunity again is something that's special. So with that, time's yours.
Yeah, obviously not good enough. We didn't play great as a team. I didn't play my best either, but yeah, I mean, you'll move on from this one pretty quick. You know, it was fun to get out there, fun to give myself a lot of guys a chance to just go out there and compete. But obviously, they were the better team today.
Weather playing a part in the Chiefs' travel plans to and from Denver. The team delayed getting to Denver, and the team will stay overnight in the Mile High City before returning back to Kansas City tomorrow. So the playoffs are set. The Chiefs get the bye. Chargers get the 5 seed. They defeated the Raiders. They'll face Houston Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, the 6 seed Steelers will face the 3 seed Ravens. And the early game Sunday, Denver heads to Buffalo to face the Bills. Now, at the same time the Chiefs were playing, KU was playing a Sunday conference basketball game at UCF. The temperature in Orlando was in the 60s, which sounds wonderful. And the weather matched the way the Jayhawks played, which was wonderful. Hunter Dickinson and KU lost last year in Orlando and lost their last game against West Virginia. So a little motivated. Rylan Griffin with the three-point basket, Hawks up 10 halfway first. Dickinson pops out for the midi. Things are flowing. He had 27. KU rolling waters here. Paint points coming easy. DeJuan Harris driving reverse finish. The lead is 18. Then back to the bread and butter. Ye old high low. Dickinson finishes easily. Kansas wins by 51 points. Second largest margin of victory in program history, even more than those Topeka YMCA games back in the day. 99 to 48 as I moved Shannon's. No, we don't have a chat. Shannon, take it away.
Sorry,
read the
my
tease.
dinner I have not had a chance to eat.
Coming up.
All right. I wish we were chatting, maybe during commercial.
Maybe so.
Coming up, see how one local man is already having some fun in the snow, though a little dangerous fun. Okay, we are taking a live look now from the University of Kansas campus in Lawrence. KU students, you will not have to trudge your way to class tomorrow. The university announced all campuses will be closed, you guessed it, because of the weather. Johnson County Community College will also be closed on Monday the 6th. UMKC students, you may still have class, it's just shifted to remote operations. And that's the same story for Mizzou students, where the university is moving classes online. Don't forget, you can check online for a full list of closures at fox4kc.com/closings. Our team has been working so hard all day getting that together for you. Round of applause from them from your living room. It has everything you need, from businesses to schools that are closing or adjusting their services tomorrow. If there's a silver lining to all the snow we've gotten, it's good sledding and snowboarding conditions, though we cannot condone what this gentleman is doing. He wants to have fun. This is from Kansas City, Missouri. He's just hanging off the back of a pickup truck snowboarding. It might be safer to, wait for the snow to stop falling and find a hill. Hopefully, he was okay, though.
Just like Lake of the Ozarks.
Is it just what?
Just like the Ozarks, behind a boat.
Oh, yes, but just, different conditions. Caught on camera, a tow truck scam turns violence. Coming up, what you need to know to protect yourself from a similar scam.
Okay, so our blizzard warning is going to expire at 3 a.m. along with the winter storm warning. And then in Teal, this is a cold weather advisory for the metro because of sub-zero wind chills tonight. I'll show you when we finally get back above zero in the wind chill department, coming up next.
I want to give you another live look tonight. It is 9:47, and this is I-70 at I-635. A semi-truck, as you see, has gone off the road. Thankfully, it is upright. There's a tow truck there as well, trying to get things sorted out. The roads, trying to see from this, they're not great, but as you see that white pickup truck going, you can get by, which is good. If you get into a wreck and end up needing a tow truck, be on the lookout for a scam. A New York man is speaking out after he and his brother were brutally attacked by two guys posing as tow truck drivers. As Nicole Johnson reports, it happened right after they got into a fender bender.
This cell phone video shows what police believe to be a scam quickly escalating to violence. Usman Rafiq was the one recording the video while taking blows.
They attacked me while I was filming, and they snatched my phone.
It all started, he says, Friday afternoon. He and his brother, Zishan Amar, were driving near East 66th Street and Avenue U when they got into a fender bender with the driver of another car. Amar tells Pix 11 News his car was scratched, but when both drivers were trying to exchange information, these two men approached them, gave him a card, and said they were from this body shop on Foster Avenue in Brooklyn.
They was asking me to bring the car right now over there and we need to fix your car.
But Amar refused the offer. Apparently the men kept insisting, allegedly getting aggressive. At one point, he says they pulled out a fake NYPD badge.
He said, I work for the NYPD. I said, so what I can do if you work with the NYPD? Because you're not wearing the uniform, you're not on the official vehicle. So if you really NYPD, you can wait, the real NYPD is coming.
That's when things turn physical.
And he punched at the window. He punched at the side mirror.
Both brothers say they called 911 and pulled out cell phones to record. They say that only made matters worse.
He punched on my head. He punched on my neck. I fell down over the street, and then he picked up my phone. He punched my brother with the phone.
The entire time, Amar says he knew something was wrong.
I thought it's a scam. And second, when he showed his NYPD badge, then I was confirmed that this guy is scamming, because how come the NYPD guy have a badge and he's presenting a body shop business card?
The two men eventually jumped into a pickup truck and drove away. Now the community wants answers and wants the men posing as NYPD officers and body shop reps off the streets.
It's important for us to, keep vigilant and also have a camera in your car, because when you have that, it's critically important for you to share that video so everybody knows what's happening out there.
And that's Nicole Johnson reporting from New York City. There are some things you should look out for to avoid falling victim. The incident you just saw in that story is called bandit towing. It's when the operator swoops in after an accident and without your consent loads the car onto their tow truck. Usually they promise to take it to the body shop, but really they take your car to a storage lot and then demand a high release fee. Remember, legit businesses should always have phone numbers displayed on their trucks, as well as provide written estimates before starting any work.
Okay, 9 minutes till 10 o'clock here, and it's been a busy week for sure here in the FOX4 Weather Department, tracking this historic blizzard really across Kansas and Missouri. But it's not just us. Today, snowfall has stretched from central Kansas to Washington, D.C. across almost 10 states today. So really impressive. And that brings the national snow cover to 34%. So 1 in 3 spots across the lower 48 states have snow on the ground tonight. That's up 20% from this time last month. Here's our totals across the Kansas City metro. As I was telling you about half an hour ago, kind of that foot to 15-inch range across the North Metro. Verified, and through the heart of the city, we're kind of in that 8 to 11-inch range. So the overall 6 to 12-inch was an accurate forecast, and further south, we're just under 5 inches. So here's our look downtown. Not as bad as the blizzard this afternoon, but the fog and kind of mist or flurry action is still lowering our visibility tonight. 13 degrees currently. Notice the feels like temp already -1 just because of the cold north wind coming in about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So teams for the air temperatures, feels like numbers in the negatives though for most of us. Here's the snow still coming down up across the Northland, Platte and towards Clinton County, kind of moving into central Platte County. So the airport, Platte City, maybe even Weatherby Lake, Parkville, and even down on the south side, Johnson and Wyandotte County, seeing some more steady snow showers now stretching from KCK, say down towards Overland Park, Olathe, even out towards Gardner and Shawnee. And then further off towards the east, we're still seeing some snow organized kind of from Oak Grove down to Raymore and Harrisonville, maybe even over towards Holden and Warrensburg back in Johnson County on the Missouri side. So as we wake up tomorrow morning, again, we're right around 0 for the actual air temperature, and we should climb to maybe about 10 in the afternoon. I'm forecasting about 12 for high temperature. That's almost 20 degrees below normal, or 30 rather, with our average high in the upper 30s for this time of year. We're weather aware now for the wind chills for the upcoming week. -10, -15 Monday morning, -10, -15 Tuesday morning, and -10 to -15 Wednesday morning. So the next 3 mornings in a row, 15 below 0 feels like numbers in the morning time. So you want to make sure everyone's layered. I know school's canceled tomorrow, but if you're doing any type of activities outdoors, heading back to work in the next couple of days, be aware of that as our temperatures are staying very cold. So here we go. Teens for highs Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We were finally warm back up into the 20s on Thursday and Friday, but below freezing for high temperatures for now, thanks to this Arctic air and north breeze all week long. Some breaks of sunshine on Monday. Tuesday turns a little bit more sunny across the Kansas City area. Wednesday should be bright sunshine, and I think by Wednesday, it's still going to be cold, but the sunshine, we start to maybe melt some stuff, and we trend to touch milder on Thursday in the 20s. Look what's close by, though, come Friday. Well, there's going to be a few snow showers off to our south. I think we stay dry here in Kansas City. Some trend to watch, though. Okay, so 1 degree tonight, 12 degrees tomorrow. Here's the Long Ranger forecast. You don't get any degrees on Tuesday morning because you owe 6, Shannon. You have to pay Mother Nature back. 6 degrees. 3 below on Wednesday morning, 5 above on Thursday morning. And we finally get to freezing this time next weekend. So the next week, below freezing. You
Gonna
made
be
it.
cold.
Yeah.
I did make it. I'm trying to eat my salad dinner as you're talking, and I was trying not to hear crunching. Okay.
Salad, I've got tomato soup back in the Weather Center,
That
so that's a
sounds
good blizzard meal.
And if you see Jacob out and about this week or next, get him a coffee or whatever he wants at the coffee shop for doing such a great job this week and holding down the fort.
Coffee, but yeah.
Check.
Busy weekend. Check, check, check. We'll have another check mark coming up at 10 o'clock.
Sounds. Oh, I love the check marks. Thanks, Jacob. Still to come, the story behind some of those colorful snow plows you've seen around town. Plus, a jaw-dropping demonstration on why driving on icy highways is not a great idea. Well, depending on where you live, you might see some unique snow plows on the road. Several cities are getting creative with them, too. They display artwork designed by local kids. Leavenworth shared this warmer picture of kids at Anthony Elementary School painting one of the snow plow blades back in the fall. A similar story in Olathe. The city's plows proudly display artwork displayed by local kids. The kids entered their drawings into a contest for how a snow plow should look, and 3 winners were chosen. Their drawings were added onto the plow, and you might be able to spot them on the roads, and all of them look phenomenal. True works of art. If you need a reminder of just how slick the roads got in the freezing rain yesterday, check out this video shared by the Kansas Highway Patrol.
Hey, it's Trooper Ben with the Kansas Highway Patrol. I'm on I-135. We're north of McPherson, south of the rest area, though, McPherson County. We've got a semi that's rolled over here. It's in the lanes of travel, driving lane, and all the motors are moving slowly through this space. They're moving too fast, though. But we're just checking in here real quick. What I want to show you, though, is that this roadway is very slick. Very, very slick. So let me get some traction here and watch my feet here. Ready for this? That's what we're dealing with out here.
Hey, we need to get Trooper Ben on the payroll here. Do some live shots. That was great. As we mentioned, that's Trooper Ben. He was sliding on a highway like it's an ice rink. McPherson County was expected to get up to 1/3 of an inch of accumulation. It is 9:59, and just like that, this hour of Fox 4 News is over, but the news at 10 starts right now.